Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media, and there is no bigger talking point than this one. Let's check out the video.
So, we keep talking about Saturday night's main event. You know the whole theme of that thing is going to be retro. Jesse Ventura is going to be there.
Mr. Money, Mr. Charisma, Mr. Show Business.
Long Island, New York, Nassau Coliseum.
Welcome everyone to the beautiful Nassau Coliseum, and what an exciting night of action we have coming up for you.
It's at the first ever Saturday night's main event. With that in mind, got something for you. Understand this. One night only. All right? Okay.
I think it's a picture of Stephanie McMahon topless. That's my guess. That's my guess, right? That's my prediction. Some people think Stardust, but I'm going topless picture of Stephanie McMahon. I actually don't think it's that. I think that it's going to be the Winged Eagle, just like everyone else, right? So for those that don't know, when Cody was Intercontinental Champion, he actually changed the design of the belt back to one of the previous more iconic looks for that belt. And he said, even before he beat Roman, if I do get the WWE Championship, I want to bring back the Winged Eagle. And apparently, he's been asked about this a few times. He's been working hard on achieving that, and it looks like he has achieved it. Some of you watching might not know what the Winged Eagle is. It was the WWE WWF Championship design for the belt from the late 80s to the late 90s, and Hogan, Bret Hart, Sergeant Slaughter, Nacho Man, Undertaker, Stone Cold, like Shawn, Bret, the list goes on, right? It really is a who's who of wrestling legends are pictured with that belt, because they all had WWE Championship runs during that time. So we've got an image of the belt here on Kevin. And actually, Sean Ross Sapp said, is this the agenda? Is this what we're going to end up with after this weekend? This was taken a few years ago when they had a photo shoot where they took current stars and had them pictured with old belt designs. So this was one that Kevin did with the Winged Eagle. It is a weird name for the belt because obviously it's got the eagle on and you can see the wings here. But I don't know why it's not just known as, like, the Eagle belt or something, because, like, aren't all eagles winged? I'm not aware of those unwinged eagles, but, either way, this is the belt design, very detailed, World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, and lots of detailing on the plate. Some really interesting, it's a really interesting front plate shape as well. It's not just an oval or anything like that. Like, it's got like a really interesting shape to it. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. People love this thing. So for one night only, it looks like it's going to make a return. And actually, Sean Ross Sapp said, in addition to the word of the Winged Eagle making a one-night comeback, a number of talent have pushed for WWE to go more classic title route, which led to some visual changes in recent years. So I've read the article. He's talking, of course, about the World Heavyweight Championship and how that on purpose resembles, not identical, but resembles, certainly took influence from Big Gold, right? Which was the NWA World Championship, WCW World Championship, Big Gold, an absolutely iconic belt, which we saw, obviously, in WWE, WWF. And we know that the World Heavyweight Championship, the current one, took a lot of inspiration from that. If you look at the new tag titles, obviously they took a lot of inspiration from previous tag titles as well. So apparently there has been this push to kind of embrace kind of more classic title design. It is a bit of a shame it's only one night only, but obviously not a big surprise, because outside of the headquarters, they've got a massive WWE Championship belt, the one that Cody normally carries. So I can't imagine they're looking to move away from that design anytime soon. But look, let's just celebrate the fact that we're going to see this on Saturday. Cody coming out with this championship. At the end of the match, do we see this or do we see this? I think Cody retains personally, but Kevin's got a chance. He's got a chance, but I think it'll be Cody. Cody said you're gonna want to tune in to Saturday night's main event. We will be live this weekend. It's the final big WWE show, the deadline show for NXT that happened obviously at the weekends. So this weekend is the final big show. We've got like a Christmas Raw and, you know, the last Raw, last SmackDown of the year. Like, they'll be fine. But this is the last kind of PLE, even though it's not really a PLE. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing the watch along and we will start hours before the show begins. So if you are around, come and join us. And James, shout out to you, said, I can't wait for this. Jesse Ventura said there'll be no fancy lights at WWE Saturday night's main event. The entire show is a throwback. It's going to look like it did before. The graphics, everything. He even said that the wrestlers are going to like come through the crowds like they used to back in the day. Well, I mean, like, back in the day, there was still an entranceway, right? But no Titantron or anything like that. So I think it's going to have a real stripped back feel. I suppose it really depends which show they're kind of basing it on, because obviously the production evolved over time. So if we're going all the way back to like the very first Saturday night's main event, which was 1985, then we really are going bare bones. But I'm really excited for it because I want shows to feel different. I don't want to feel like I'm watching the same thing all the time. I want it to be mixed up a little bit, and this is going to have a very different feel. So yeah, hopefully that is really grabbing people's attention and exciting them. The fact that we're going to get like this retro throwback show, and yeah, it's going to be so good. I'm really excited for it. Wrestle Night, thank you. Jesse Ventura said, I'm so excited. Everyone's excited for Saturday night's main event this week. I can't wait to dust off some of that old 1980s wardrobe. Let's go. Yeah, man, gonna be so good. Right, Patrick Smith, thank you. So here, look, Nia Jax has deactivated her Twitter account. I don't know what resulted in this. I don't know what message. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's trolls, and we know that she has to put up with a lot of comments. So it absolutely could be, but I don't know. I never saw what actually, you know, resulted in this. So at the time of recording this, I don't believe she's back. Obviously, she can still come back. But yeah, you don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing that. But equally, sometimes it is good to just have a bit of a break from social media, right? So I hope she's all right. OTC, shout out to you. So Jimmy Uso is expected to return from injury in January after suffering a broken toe at Survivor Series. We found out, word on the street is Big Bronson Reed is not looking good for WrestleMania. We spoke about that in yesterday's Unseen. And Jimmy here is expected to return much sooner than that. So it looks like he'll be back at some point January. OTC again, thank you. This all coming from Wrestle Votes, by the way. So The Rock and John Cena will be at Raw on Netflix, the premiere January 6th. So again, that premiere, maybe no great surprise about John, probably no great surprise about The Rock either. But we know that first Netflix is going to be absolutely stacked. Cena, Rock, monster matches, like, oh, mate. Wrestling is so exciting right now. And as soon as we get through this period, we're, you know, knocking on the door of the Rumble. We're well on the road to WrestleMania. Like, really, from now till probably May, like, this is it. this is it. We've got a bonkers Christmas period. The final kind of Raw on the USA Network. Then, of course, we got the first Netflix one. All of that stuff moving over here in the UK. So they're going to be bonkers. We got another Saturday night's main event in January. Obviously, the Rumble right at the start of Feb. Road to WrestleMania is then well underway. So exciting. Kofi said, I'm still so incredibly disappointed in the people of Wichita, Kansas, for not letting us speak. I'm also disappointed in the WWE universe for your lack of sympathy on the social media platforms. I really think that if you would just hear us out, you would change your minds. I doubt it. But there we go. A few words from Kofi Kingston. Charlie, thank you. So, Fade. This is coming from Chris Prolific, right? Roman Reigns is set to wrestle on Raw on Netflix. So, apparently he's going to be wrestling. So, I think this is the debut. Right, so we are going to get Roman. A lot of people are saying surely it's going to be solo. And obviously that does make a lot of sense. But with The Rock being around as well, because we know The Rock's going to be there. Cena's obviously around. I don't think it'll be Roman versus Cena. But imagine if that's how we start the year, with Roman Reigns versus John Cena or something like that. It's just going to be bonkers, mate. It's going to be absolutely bonkers. Right, Bradley, shout out to you, buds. So this isn't coming from Cultaholic, but we can whoosh it over. It's again Wrestle Votes. So people within WWE are pushing for Natalya to win the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. I did get some feedback with some sentiments that were similar from sources that said they would like for it to be Natalya as well. It doesn't mean it's gonna be her, but there is some favoritism. Maybe that would see her win the Intercontinental Championship. I really, my feelings on this. I really hope it's her. You're gonna struggle to convince me of anyone that deserves it more, but that's just my feelings, because she's been in this company for so long and she has done so much, and every time people come up from NXT, she is the woman that they kind of put them in with to see if they are up to the standard, right? She actually gives management feedback on the people she's competed with. She gives them feedback, right? I mean, she can totally become a trainer, work in NXT. That is definitely something that's in her future if she wants it. There is a place for her in WWE when her in-ring career is done, because she does so much more than just being a wrestler. So I would love to see her get that honor. She's never main evented WrestleMania. I'm not sure that's going to happen for her. She's gone through the Divas era. She's gone through the Revolution. She's gone through the pandemic. She's still there now. She's got all these Guinness awards because she's got the most wins, but I think she's also got the most losses. Criminally underutilized when it comes to the number of world championships that she's had. But yeah, I love this news. I know it won't appeal to everybody, but I'm hoping it comes through for her. And then we've got this. So WWE may have abandoned plans for Goldberg versus Gunther, right? So they're saying that apparently there are going to be 1 or 2 matches for Goldberg next year, but the company might be exploring other plans, right? They might have moved on from this match. No details. That's literally all it says. They might be exploring other plans. They might have moved on. Rumors are that, there's not as much talk around Goldberg Gunther as what you would expect. It doesn't seem like it's absolutely set in stone. So something to be aware of with that. I really would love Goldberg versus Uncle Howdy. I would flipping love that match. Obviously, Howdy would have to win. He would have to win. But we've got an opportunity to get a bit of revenge for what went down in Saudi Arabia when he beat The Fiend, right? We've got an opportunity to, we'll never right that wrong, but we can definitely find some closure on that chapter. I 100% would have Uncle Howdy take on Goldberg. So, yeah, lots of options. So that was WWE. We've done Saturday night's main event. Let's go Karrion Kross and Wyatt. Now, this is a very interesting video that Karrion put out, and I don't actually have loads to say about it. We do need to play it. It does go 5 minutes, right? But we do need to play it because you need to kind of pick up on the theme of what he's saying. So let's get going, shall we? Let's jump into the video.
Good evening. I think I'd like to address the outrage that's been on the internet in regards to what happened on Monday. I'm seeing a lot of people diving off of the Wyatt Sicks ship. Suddenly, a lot of you are abandoning ship, and I find that really, really fascinating. You ever wonder why you have no heroes in your immediate life? Your good guy heroes don't exist anymore because you turn your backs on them. The moment they don't live up to your expectations, you throw a tantrum and you turn your backs on them. You write them off. You want to say, I'm the bad guy in this situation? No. You are the bad guys in this situation because they needed you more than you needed them. And you couldn't be there for them the way they needed you. It had nothing to do with Paul or Scarlett or Miz or even me. It had to do with you. You failed them. That's why they lost. The problem here is that you are too weak to be strong for the things that you supposedly care about. That's the truth that you're avoiding, especially for the times that your heroes really need you. And if you're confused by this and you're thinking I'm making an argument for the Wyatts, believe it or not, I actually am. You're all sitting around, why? Why? It's you. You're the problem. You've always been the problem. You've been the problem every time, using these wrestling catchphrases like buried and pushed. Please, your brains are buried under miles of crap. Please save me the pseudo-intellectualism, okay? Your egos are so inflated that you can't stand getting busted, rooting for somebody who lost. It's like you wanted to wear the Yankee hat because you were under such a strong impression that they were going to win the World Series, but they didn't. And you know what I think? I think some of you don't want to be associated with people who lose because deep down, you know that you are a loser and you are so afraid of being identified as one. And God, that is so pathetic. Nobody's ever got the guts anymore to go down with the ship. And that's my problem with you. All of you. You're disloyal. And how ironic. You talk about how you're so mad about how it all played out. But that's just like a weak form of manipulation. You're not mad about the way it played out. You're mad because it didn't play out the way you thought it should have. And guess what? That's life. I know they'll come back. And I'm looking forward to it. I live for this type of chaos. I don't think you understand. I wake up wanting this in my life. I want the fight. I'm looking forward to it. They're gonna come back, but if you can't, then you never deserved the Wyatts to begin with. I want you to really think about that. All this time, people have been thinking that I've been turning them, exposing them. Maybe I've just been turning you, exposing you. Not as smart as you thought, are you? The devil you know versus the devils you don't.
Excellent. I mean, it is excellent because I knew it went 5 minutes and I was watching him and there was only a couple of times where I thought to myself, oh, do I need to speed this up a little bit? The rest of the time I was just lost in it, to be honest, just listening to what he's saying. And I'm sure you saw the picture of him with the like fangs as well that was in there. I feel like sort of teasing the devil. I think it kind of connects to the devil you know, the devil you don't. I just don't know if we know that devil or not. I'm not saying that that's a version of Karrion that we'll see on TV, but he certainly wanted to make sure that you notice that all throughout the video. The other thing as well, he was wearing a Bray Wyatt shirt when Bray was in the Wyatt family. And that kind of jumped out straight away when I saw this video. As I said, I actually don't have loads to say on it. For me, I think there's 3 things at play. There could be more, but there was 3 things that jumped out to me as to why he was saying what he was saying, right? The first one is, I think he has observed those comments, hence why he wanted to make this video. And I think that he wanted to respond to what he was seeing. And I think he wanted to kick up the dust as well. You know, rather than just watching people online saying the Wyatts are buried, they suck, I'm off the hype train now, whatever it might, rather than just watching it. I think he wanted to throw something in there, a grenade in there, something in there, kick up the dust, cause a bit of carnage. So I think it was a reaction, definitely, to what he had seen. The other thing as well, though, is that we know that he has a real place in his heart for Bray. That is undeniable. And we know that the Wyatts are a continuation of Bray's work, right? I don't think Karrion wants to be someone that is responsible for this train coming off the tracks. That's very hard for him because he is obviously a competitor. He is in a feud with the Wyatts. Really, he should want to knock the train off the tracks. He should want to derail the Wyatts, right? The Wyatt Sicks. That should be his goal. And his character, I think it is the goal, right? But actually him as a person, I think that would be like a nightmare scenario for him. He loves Bray, and I don't think he wants to see that happen. So the way he's had to go about it here is like, look at you, fickle fans, saying that you love Bray and you love the Wyatts and you love, like, you know, that they were coming back, the Wyatt Sicks, and you was really excited. And now because they lose, all of a sudden this group's done, is it? All of a sudden, like, they're buried, are they? And I think he's trying to make those that have took that approach reflect and really think about, have I got this wrong? Because I don't think he wants to see the Wyatt Sicks fail, right? Even though his character, I think, obviously wants to make sure he gets the better of this feud, right? So he really is walking a tightrope on that one. The other thing as well is, ultimately, I think the Wyatt Sicks do win this feud, right? I think the Wyatt Sicks do emerge victorious here. And part of him might be thinking, I need to send a message to my fans as well, because I need my fans to know that, you know, loyalty is important. Look at these Wyatt Sicks fans that are jumping ship, right? And there's no loyalty there. Not like my fan base. Not like my fan base that when I lose are going to still stand by me. Yeah, because we know the importance of loyalty, don't we, guys? Right? So in a way, he's sending a message to his fan base. Look at these unloyal fans. He's also saying to the Wyatt Sicks fans, are you really going to abandon like the Wyatts after a defeat like this. Like, how does that make you look? Don't worry about them. They'll be fine. They'll come back. But how does that make you look? And the other thing is he's responding to something he's noticed and he's kicking up the dust, you know? So for me, those were like the three things that I took from this promo. And it's very clever. Again, very, very clever. I don't think there's anything here that is really designed to be a trap. I think it is pretty much as you see. You know, those are the three reasons as to why he's done it. But I don't think there's any kind of trap here. But it is really interesting because I feel like my approach to this whole thing has been, I feel very confident Wyatts will win in the end. I was fine with the loss. I wasn't thrilled with how they lost, and I'm still not thrilled with how they lost. But I was fine with the loss. And I don't disagree with him. I think these people that were on the hype train, the bandwagon, that have now kind of, I don't know, lost patience, maybe? Maybe it's not quite meeting their expectations and they're gone. Well, I mean, were they ever fans in the first place? That would be my question. Were they ever fans really in the first place? It's a little bit like when you're, as he rightfully said, you know, a fan of a team, and that team starts losing, and then what, you just go and get a new team, do you? I mean, I'm a Man United fan. We had it great in the 90s and the 2000s. It's been awful now for like, I don't know, 12 years, something like this. So, like, but I'm still a Man United fan, as big a fan as I have been in my whole life, and I would never change that, right? We could get relegated, and I would still be a fan of Man United. So, yeah, for me, I completely agree with him. I completely agree with him. And look how he titled it as well. The problem with our industry. Fickle fans. Right, Nikki posted this run with her scaring the hell out of Scarlett. That was fun. We actually heard from Akam. So, Wrestle Night, thank you. Akam? I wouldn't have seen this if it wasn't for Wrestle Night. Twisting necks and collecting checks on the daily. So, actually hearing from members of AOP now. So, that's interesting. So, there we go. That was the, not loads in there, but that was a very interesting video that Karrion put out. If we go over to community, Raymond, shout out to you. Got a view from Priscilla Kelly over on Instagram. Kapata said, always a good day when R-Truth likes your post. So, Kapata, shout out to you. And Matta said, Karrion likes days. Well, I don't think that's true, but we did both like the same post that Matta put out. So in many ways, that does actually make us a tag team. That is correct. So there we go. Although we did get another one, which I don't think made the folder. I'm sure I retweeted it, though. And it was Metal Mama here. Wrestling Days, breaking news for the community section, right? Today, the great Karrion Kross officially unfollowed Metal Mama. Guess I'm too much Firefly for some to handle. Maybe I'll have a better shot at the Wyatt Sicks follow. Maybe I could be their first ever follow. Definitely not. No way whatsoever. But the fact that you got an unfollow from Karrion, I do definitely want to celebrate that more. Even than all the good things that have happened, the fact that you got an unfollow, right? And he wasn't even being mean, right? It's not like you sent him mean messages or anything like this. So there we go. If you know Metal Mama, she's a really nice person, but she, you know, is standing firm. She is not one of those fickle fans that Karrion was addressing. So she actually ended up getting an unfollow. So I thought that was really fun. So, Metal Mama, shout out to you. Any update about an AJ Styles return? So, this is Chris Prolific. It's that Dr. Chris Featherstone, right? Who seems to be a real trusted source for a lot of the news outlets. He says, thanks, yes, I was informed not to expect him on TV for the remainder of 2024, so... There we go. There we go. Also, I don't know if this made a folder, but look at Austin Theory. Austin Theory is absolutely shredded. Look at Austin Theory here. What you think, you become. I think a lot about boomers, and look what happened to me. It is true. Whatever you think, that is what you will become. Right, let's go over to the fun folder, shall we? So, yeah, we've got some clips here. So, Kevin Owens in this clip, it's got the WWE logo in the corner. That makes me nervous. That makes me think it's copyrighted footage, right? So I'm not going to play it. But here he says that there was 4 shots that they look really weak, but they're from Shane, right? When he was in the Hell in the Cell match with Shane. And there's 4 kidney shots. And he says, and I don't know if he's lying here, but he's really selling it. He's like, they are the most painful shots I have ever had. He was hitting me directly in the kidney. He was finding my kidney and he was punching me in the kidney. And I was having to ask him to stop. It's like in my whole career, they're the most painful shots I've taken. No, I don't know if he's just working, right? Because if you look at the shots, they don't look great. So part of me thinks that he might not be telling the truth, but it was just a fun little clip that was doing the rounds today. There was another one as well. He said that he purposely started doing the Stone Cold Stunner so that he could get Stone Cold out of retirement. He said that he wanted a new finisher because everyone was doing the powerbomb. So he went to Stone Cold and he was like, can I start doing the Stunner? And Stone Cold was like, yeah, I'm surprised no one's ever asked, actually. I thought someone would have asked by now. And so he started doing it. And he was like, I was thinking if there is a chance that he has one more match, surely it's going to be against the guy that's doing his finishing move. And he's like, it worked. He had one more match. And it was against the guy that was doing his finishing move. He was like, it actually worked. So that was a really, really fun clip. Javier Bernal, I don't know if this is breaking news. I don't know where you get your fast food news from. I get all of mine from Javier Bernal. But yes, this is pretty serious. Apparently the McRib is back. I don't know if that's worldwide. I don't know if it's only in America. I don't know if it's only in Javier Bernal's mind. But that is the tweet right there. The McRib is back. Drew, right? So look at this. So there's an image of Drew in Elimination Chamber and the pyro is going insane, right? It's going insane. And Jess here says, how did Drew get more pyro than the entire WrestleMania show combined? Mind you, they're literally in his home country, Australia, right? I mean, I think it's very clear that Drew is from Scotland. I mean, that is one hell of a mistake to make, right? That is, and actually we've got the reader context. Drew McIntyre was born in Scotland, right? So this is quite an error. And Drew having a little bit of fun in response. He saw this and in response, he was like, this is how Americans see the world. Like, they literally just see their own country and the rest of it they just have a guess at, to be honest. I actually don't feel that way, my American friends, right? I don't feel that way. But I did see this and I did think it was pretty funny, right? I mean, I certainly think you know where Mexico is, right? And yeah, I just thought that was a really good response to this person. Maybe they're not even American. Don't know. But Drew, with this as the response, this is how America sees the world. Very fun. Right here, we have got Scarlett and we have got Samantha. So Hollywood Beauty said Scarlett or Samantha. Would I normally include this in Unseen? Yeah, I probably would, actually. No, I wouldn't normally. There's not really anything too interesting about this, right? But Lionel Lee said, who have you got? Karrion Kross, right? And Karrion responded, I asked that blonde girl out a few years ago and she blew me off for some bald guy. Hope she's happily married. I would have married her for sure. Her loss. Of course, Karrion back in the day used to be bald. He used to shave his head completely bald. And we saw that version of him when he was in NXT. I think when he first came up to the main roster as well. So he's just having a little bit of fun, joking that this new haired version of him was not as lucky as the bald version. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty fun response. Here, Adam Pearce said, true or false, your personal opinion is no more or less valid than anyone else's. I'd say that's true, yeah. One will never possess a professional opinion without professional experience. You could have a professional sat with you, and you could get the opinion from them. So then you would possess it, but you wouldn't have professional experience. You'd be with professional experience. I don't know. For the sake of this, let's say true. The internet term IWC stands for I will complain. No, it's internet wrestling. That's false. That is false. That is internet wrestling community. Pineapple on pizza should be punishable by law. I think my mum likes pineapple on pizza. I'm not a fan, but I don't have an issue with those that want it because it doesn't affect me. So I'm also going to say false. I'm going to go true, true. False, false. Karrion went true, 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 and true. But he said that's why it's so good. It is the thing that should not be. So I'm sort of thinking Karrion maybe enjoys pineapple on pizza. Don't know. Let me know. Are you a fan of pineapple on pizza? Whilst you're thinking about it, let's have a look at this video, shall we? Let's go over to this video. This is, I believe, on Instagram. There we go. And we really do need to... I wonder if I can find a way of making it a touch bigger. We do need to study this, kids. It is... There we go. That's better. That is better. Yeah, we do need to study this because look at the detail. That is amazing. So for those of you that don't know what we're looking at here, that is Gigi Dolan, right? That is Gigi Dolan, right? We'll go back to Gigi. There's Gigi. You can see the hair. You can see the hats. You can see the costume. You can see the lipstick. And you can see the makeup around the eyes. So impressive. Really good. Really good. So that was Gigi. The other one, which I can't quite see right now, I believe that is Tatum. So let's go back to this if we can. There we go. Tatum. Now, again, lots of detail on this one. Long hair. Need to go back to it again. There we go. Long hair. Again, lipstick. I think we've got some makeup on the eyes as well. And she's got her arms folded. Both of them look like they've got attitudes. And I just think both of these images so impressive. I didn't notice them actually at the time, but this is why, you know, we're just taking a moment just to have a look at this footage because I think we can agree. Really detailed pictures of Tatum and Gigi Dolan. So there we go. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure how we click off this. Normally I can do that quite quickly, but this looks like it's getting a little bit stuck today. Let me see if I can... No, not that one. Is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, okay. There we go. So I think we can all agree the greatest fun folder ever. I thought yesterday's was amazing. But this one is literally going to go in the Guinness Book of Records. So there we go. So that was fun. Let's go into other, shall we? Becky was with Zolo Maraduena. And here they were playing Magic the Gathering. And he was asking her a few questions. She revealed that her daughter does not want to be a wrestler. She is not into it at all. And apparently she wants to be a dancer. That seems to be where her passion is. And, yeah, they were playing the Magic the Gathering. It was only 12 minutes long. It was okay. Like, it was a bit like, what does this card do? And it was, it was all right. But yeah, if you're into Becky, definitely check it out. You'll definitely get something from it. He's a very good interviewer as well. So I thought it was good. WWE was apparently surprised by Rey Fenix's recent tweets and is digging into what's going on. I have heard from Tom Colohue, apparently they're not. Right, according to him, this is not happening. He says that they might have been surprised, but they are not digging into what's going on. Hearing that there were those in WWE that were surprised yesterday with Rey Fenix tweets. Not to say they're not interested anymore. I'm sure that didn't change, but there were some eyebrows raised over the tweets, especially if you're going to put that out publicly. I think WWE is going to do some digging into what's going on. The doctor one, my phone started to buzz after. There was some surprise from WWE staffers that didn't really have a pulse as to what was going on over there in regards to Rey Fenix. So this from WrestleVotes, I mean, that's a good source, saying that they had people getting in touch really surprised. And I believe that with this Rey Fenix news. I believe that. And, but yeah, them digging into what's going on now, that's been contested. That's been contested by Tom Colohue. So, but yeah, there was a lot of surprise. And actually, we got this as well. So, Chris's Wrestling Views, Rey Fenix has deleted the tweets alleging inhumane treatment in AEW. So, there we go. Those tweets have now been deleted. There are rumors that there have been threats of legal action. And we said it was going to get messy. It looks like it started getting messy. But maybe he's kind of pulling back a little bit. Perhaps he's not going to stand his ground. Perhaps he's like those Wyatt Sicks fans that Karrion was talking about. Not going to stand their ground. But yeah, apparently he deleted the inhumane treatment one. JDS, shout out to you. Look, we've got this from Paul Heyman. So here we go. Look, he's going outside. You can see his beach view. And the way that he kind of gets out of bed, I'm thinking the sun is rising. But there was a moment in my head, I was like, oh my God, could you imagine if Paul Heyman is showing us the sun setting? I mean, it does say good morning, so the sun is rising, so I don't think it's that. But there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, could you imagine if this is a subliminal way of telling us that the sun is setting on the Island of Relevancy? But the good morning, him getting out of bed, I think it's actually sun rising. I don't think we need to panic. But that did cross my mind. And I don't know about you, but I've always dreamed of knowing what it would be like to be in a hotel room with Paul Heyman. And this video just gives me a brief moment of that as a vision. So it's much appreciated. Here, look, Elijah Holyfield. I don't know if they're going to keep his name. They're going to keep his name during this show. If he actually makes it onto WWE like NXT, maybe they change it, but they would be wise to keep the Holyfield name because that is going to reach out to boxing fans, of course. There is real value to that. So, yeah, Elijah Holyfield, we saw him making his way down to the ring, but that's his Titantron. This is for that WWE LFG show that we spoke about. I think that was in Yesterday's Unseen, so little glimpse at that. Tony, shout out to you. So here, look, we've got Corey Graves. He said it's been 10 years. I still miss it every day. There was no backup plan. Not bad for an audible. Thanks to everyone for taking this ride with me. So that, of course, is in relation to the fact that he wanted to be a wrestler. He was a wrestler down in NXT. He was NXT Tag Champ as well. And obviously, injury meant that his career was cut short. And apparently it's been 10 years now. And he's killing it as a commentator instead. So, brilliant. There was no plan B, but he really has found, I don't want to say his calling, but he's found his feet in a whole nother part of the business. Shaquem, shout out to you. CM Punk was at NXT last night watching his daughters wrestle. So here, look, the kids are all right. There's Roxanne, there's Cora, and this was taken by CM Punk. Yeah, and I just took a picture of this girl. She's next in line, Megan Walker. I just included it because I don't think I've seen the next in line shirts. WWE logo, NIL, next in line next to it there. So, yeah, cool. And I don't know what that was. Like some sort of WWE, perhaps the trousers, like the bottoms and the shirt maybe come in this box. Is that something you receive when you sign a next in line contract? Like some sort of box that's got this attire in it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? There's just a couple of things that jumped out from that image for me. So there we go. Okay, I think that's everything. I think we just need to get over to thanks. So let's do that. So Marco, thank you, my friend. Lynette, thank you, my friend. Wrestling's biggest fan. Thank you. Lynette again. Really appreciate it. TJ McQuirt, shout out to you. Chris, thank you, my friend. Kelly the Wise Lady, thank you. Sweet Chim Wrestling, really appreciate it. King Yeet Newsletter, thank you, my friend. Casper, thank you. Raymond, appreciate it as always. Jang Tae Sang, thank you, buds. I am the color red, appreciate it. Big Migs Gaming, thank you, my friend. Emmanuel, appreciate it as always, dude. Appreciate you days for all you and you, buds. And you. Big Bam, thank you, my friend. Can't wait to get off work so that I can watch. I hope it lived up to expectation. I really thought that was a fun bit. I did enjoy that from yesterday's. So there we go. So yeah, that was today's Unseen. I'll have another for you tomorrow. Thanks for all the support as always. Hope you had a great day. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.